Recently, an engineering student asked me, Pastor, scientists say that the earth is 4.5 billion years old. But the Bible scholars say that the earth is only a few thousand years old. Who is correct? I would like to say, for Bible scholars, the only source to estimate the age of the earth is the various genealogies in the Bible. Bible scholars have estimated the age of the earth by examining various biblical genealogies in the Bible. Then they say the age of the earth is not a few billion years, but it may be close to 6,000 years. At the same time, secular scientists say the earth is 4.5 billion years old. For this, they chose a method called radiometric dating. Radiometric dating is the method of determining the relative ratios of specific radioactive isotopes in a rock. This is called radiometric dating. Let's learn a few things about radiometric dating. Scientists have found that some radioactive elements in rocks degrade over time into other elements in the same rocks. The original elements are called parental elements. The new elements formed when the parent elements degenerate into other elements are called daughter elements. Scientists have been using this method to determine the rate of degradation of these radioactive elements, claiming that some rocks are millions of years old. The problem with this radiometric dating is that this method is based on assumption, based on at least three speculations. So, it is not possible to say this method is accurate. The first assumption is that when a rock first formed, it is not possible to verify exactly how many parent elements and daughter elements are there in that rock. Example, when a geologist brings a rock from a mountain to the laboratory to calculate the age of that rock, first he will separate the other individual minerals from that rock. Then one parental element remains. Using a device called a mass spectrometer, he will estimate the amount of the parent element and the daughter element in the array in speculation. The age of the rock depends on the ratio of the parent element to the daughter element. The second assumption with the radiometric dating method is based on the principle of radioactive decay. All radioactive isotopes have only a half-life. The other half of that isotope tells us how long it takes for the parent element to decay. By measuring the parent isotope radioactive and daughter isotope radiogenic in a rock, it is possible to predict how long ago that rock formed. The rate of decay does not change from the formation of the rock, but we cannot be sure that it is so. The third assumption is based on the chemistry of radiometric dating and the ratios of the various elements. For example, a mineral called zircon. Its chemical formula is ZiSiO4, which means 1 zirconium, 1 silicon, 4 oxygen elements. One of the chemically viable elements for zircon is uranium. Uranium will eventually decay into lead, and unlike the production of radioactive corrosion of uranium, lead does not normally occur in zircon. Therefore, by measuring the lead ratio of uranium in zircon crystals, it is possible to tell how much uranium actually exists in that crystal. In addition to knowing the radioactive half-life of uranium, it is possible to predict how old the crystal is. Radiometric dating is based on the assumption that the parent element and the daughter element do not change at all while in the rock. The radiometric dating is based on these three assumptions. It should not be overlooked that if we make a mistake anywhere in these three speculations, it will give false dates. Some historical events and discoveries suggest that the radiometric dating method is incorrect. For example, when the volcanic Mount Nugroho volcano in New Zealand erupted in 1954 and formed some rocks of its lava, scientists used radiometric dating on these rocks to calculate the age of these rocks. But the radiometric dating showed that they were 3.5 million years old. This is ridiculous. Also, the rock at the top of the Grand Canyon, formed by the recent volcanic eruption, here also the radiometric dating showed that it is 1 billion years old. There are many examples, but I mentioned these two that we understand how wrong this method is. When scientists who believed in the creation account in Genesis designed a project called Radioisotopes and the Age of the Earth to test the authenticity of radioactive dating, it revealed that the age of the earth was very little, maybe years, not millions of years. There is ample scientific evidences to suggest that the earth is not 4.5 billion years old, but only a few years old. If the earth is so old, then there is too much carbon 14 in diamonds and the earth's strata. This is undeniable fact. Too much helium will be found in minerals, not enough salt in the oceans, and too much pressure in the oil fields, and too little meteorite dust in the earth's strata. In addition, our planet Earth has a very strong magnetic field. If our Earth is very old, the moon of the Earth would be very close to the Earth. Because of that, the shape of the earth and the shape of its continents will all be wrong, and Earth's speed of rotation will be much slower. Finally, greenhouse gases will be affected. Since all of these are undeniable facts, I would say that there are flaws in the radiometric dating method. Scientists also say the error margin in radiometric dating is less than 2 million years. However, the main reason why people believe in science is because of the ever-changing, self-correcting nature of science itself. Did you know our physics or chemistry, formulas or equations do not work in black holes in the infinite universe? Because science has a lot to learn. There is so much to correct mistakes. Science is an intrinsically flawed process and will not achieve certainty on anything. Since all these are facts, radiometric dating should be suspected. Now tell me, friend, what is trustworthy? Who is trustworthy? Bible or scientist? Thank you. God bless you.